In this video, we'll be recreating one of the complex logos out there. I know you can agree with me that in all of our past videos, we've been creating logos that are somewhat basic and easy to replicate. So in this video, we'll be trying to replicate the Celebration Church International logo, CCI. We'll be trying to replicate their logo. It is a bit complex, and the way to go about this is to use a technique, and the technique is called the grid technique, a system whereby you create a grid in which you will mask out your original logo. So for those of you that are planning to niche down into logo design to really gain mastery in this course, as you will learn later on as in your endeavor in logo design, you learn that you sketch down a logo first, then you bring the like a screenshot or a picture of the sketch you've made into CorelDRAW or whatever vector software you're using, and then you try to vectorize it. So a way to go about this is using the grid system. So very quickly, what we'll do next is we will import, still on our document that we've been using since, we'll import an image of the logo we are trying to replicate, and we can import by using Ctrl-I. So we'll click on the image, import it in very quickly. So let me quickly get rid of this grid. Delete. So we've imported the logo, and you can agree with me that this looks a little bit complex. It does. It's like an infinity sign with an extra circle, an extra wheel. So what we'll do now is we'll click on our ellipse tool, draw a perfect circle, and you can do that by while holding down on your right click, you're also holding down on Ctrl key. So we'll get a perfect circle. I think this is okay. Then we'll cancel the effect, click on our pick tool. What we want to do next is we want to duplicate this circle. You can do that by using Ctrl D. After doing that, bring the center, just click on this second circle, and from the center, drag it to the previous center of the first circle. Then hold down your shift key while hovering your mouse around an anchor. You see that the sign changes. So just right click, and while holding down on your right click, drag the cursor inward. I think this is a size that is okay. Yeah. So the next thing we want to do very quickly is to we want to quickly get the distance between this point, this quadrant, and this second quadrant. And we can do that by using our pen tool or our freehand tool. So let me just click on the freehand tool. So from this quadrant to this quadrant, just draw a line. Don't really bother yourself about the distance or whatever. Just bring out the line rather, and click on the rectangle tool. So from this edge, you can zoom in if you like, from this edge to this edge, just draw a small rectangle so that we can really create the same length. The reason why we are measuring that is because we want to create a rectangle that is the same length, length or breadth or whatever it is to you. So we want to create the length, so we delete the line we drew at first, and then we try to increase the breadth or length or whatever it is that sounds right to you. So the next thing we'll do is we'll rotate this by 45 degrees or by 135 degrees. And you can do that by changing the rotation axis on the toolbar. So from here, I will increase it to 135 degrees. And now we have this. The next thing I want you to do is try to move this rectangle, then try to look for a point where it is perfectly aligned with the circle. Perfectly or perfectly aligned. I think this works. Oh, it's a little bit off. Yeah, this works. So the next thing we'll do is we'll duplicate this rectangle, Ctrl D, then we'll flip it the other way around using these options on the toolbox. Let me flip it this way. Then we'll replicate this, and in case you are not sure of where to place it on this circle, if you've gotten the first one right, just bring a ruler right here, and use it as a yardstick to align the second one. So I will zoom in right here and align it here. That should work. Yes, and we've done that. The next thing I want us to do is get more rulers to guide this our grid. So I'll select these two rectangles by right clicking and dragging over the two rectangles, then draw the first ruler here, the second one to the center. Then I would select all the objects on the screen right now, Then I can group them, and you can use that. You can do that by using Control G. Control G, it groups everything together. Then we duplicate it. Control D, bring it outward a little bit. And next thing we want to do again is we'll still use our ruler. Bring one more ruler here, put it down here to guide the alignment on this too. So I'll bring this, bring it up a little bit to align, then bring it inward, more. Yes, this is perfect. Then I'll duplicate this one more time, repeat the same process. You can use your direction keys actually to to choose how you want it to go. I think this works. Yes, this works. So what we want to do now is we want to group all these objects together on the screen. So you can hold down your right click, select all, Control G, groups them together. Now I'll be making use of a very important tool, and the tool is actually under our interactive field tool, the last tool on the standard toolbar on your left hand side. So I'll click on the small rectangle beside it and select the smart field tool. Select this tool. Now the smart field tool just try to it's like a shape builder tool in Illustrator. It tries to build out shapes based on the kind of pattern or the kind of mold you've done for it. So the reason why we went through the process of creating this grid is so that we can create this logo. So let me zoom back in, and then I will start selecting. While I've clicked on the tool, I'll start selecting the places I want to fill. I'll fill this place, fill this, we need this, fill this, this. Be very careful where you click on so that you don't fill wrongly. So just fill exactly as I've filled it. Fill. And very quickly I need to do something. Okay, there is no need. Fill this and this and this and this and this and this. Now we would move away the grid that we created. We've grouped it together. That's why I've actually grouped it so that we can easily move it away without obstructing or disrupting any of this thing that we've done. I'll move it outside right here, and you see that it's already looking like the logo. It just needs a little bit of refining. So I'll select what I've created, and after I've selected it, what I want to do next is I want to weld the shapes together, because when you select one, it is just like one entity. You can move it away, and we don't really want that. We want it to be a single shape. So we'll select all the shapes that we've created, then we'll click on this first option. It is called weld. So you weld everything together. Select this first option, and we have this. The next thing we want to do is we want to refine the logo. You can see that we have so many anchor points that we really don't need. So the first thing I want us to do is click on our shape tool. Then we start removing those points that we don't want. Just draw over them and press delete. Draw over them, press delete. Draw over them, press delete. Over them, delete. Over them, delete. Over them, delete. And you can actually see that almost instantly the shape is looking better. Like there are some edges that we don't want, or like some curves that are looking weird, and as we are deleting these extra anchor points, it makes it look better. I think this is okay. Yeah, this is much better. So the next thing we want to do is grab the color of this logo using our color picker tool that is right here on your document palette. Grab the color. Yeah, this is the right color. Then we remove the outline, give it the right color, and you can see, boom, it looks exactly like the logo, and just like that you've created the logo. But you will notice that there is like a shadow here and another shadow here, and to do that, what we use is our pen tool. We'll come to our freehand tool, click on the small rectangle beside it, and click on the pen tool. Then from this point, oh my god, from this point to this point, you can still adjust it later on. Actually, to this point, just draw something. It could be as you want it, and create the shape. Then I'll move it right here. Okay, this is aligned. I think I want to adjust this a little bit using the shape tool. Select this and this and adjust it a little bit. Yeah, this looks perfect. So we'll give it the color black, remove the outline. And there is something I want us to take note of, and I think that is, okay, let me quickly adjust this. It's not perfect yet. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I'm just trying to make it as good as possible. This is CCI. CCI is a very excellent church. So I'll select, the next we'll be using now is the transparency tool. So this transparency tool is just right here. Select it. Then from this point, right click and drag to like this point. Then you see it's looking like exactly what we want. So drag it a little bit forward. Yeah, this is perfect like this. Then select this white point, select it, and also increase the transparency there. Yes, yeah, it's perfect this way. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate this, Ctrl D, bring it over here. Using this option, I will flip it around, then drag it to this point. Yes, and just like that, we have replicated we have replicated the CCI logo. You can decide to make this smaller and grab your text tool and type in exactly what is there. Celebration Church, Endless Life, Celebration Church. Okay, let me stop there and click another way. Endless Life. Okay, I think that is in small letter. So what I want to do with this, I've written this in caps lock, but I want it to be in small letter. I can come to this text tab right here, select it, then come to change case, then select lowercase. Okay, there's like a dot before, so dot. This shapes, this font doesn't actually matches it quite well. Let me quickly draw my rulers to make this nice. Reduce the size. Even before doing that, let's go ahead and change the font. I think I have the right font on my system, and I think that's Montserrat. Yes, Montserrat is like bold, I guess. Bold. No, it's not Marvel. Montserrat. Bold. Come on. Bold. Then we'll make it smaller. Bring it a little bit. Come on, you're wasting time. So I'll drag it right over here. Make it the same length. Make this much more smaller. Can reduce the size here, like 10. I think 10 is the perfect one. Let me also use Montserrat, but I'll use something semi-bold. Then I need another ruler. Bring it right over here. Put this. I'm sorry for the background noise actually. Put this right over here and make it like this. And that is how you design the logo.